these players as they came into the auditorium was quite breathtaking. And I think we're in for a very, very special evening. If we look at the match this afternoon, frame 5 could have been oh so different.
Judd trumped
Mark Allen should have won it, and the last frame of the day possibly should have won that one as well. So Judd Trump will be delighted to be 5-3 in front, and I'm delighted to have former world champion Ken Doherty in the box with me.
Yes, Willie, what an atmosphere here tonight on the final night at the Barbican Centre. Rapturous applause from the crowd, and they were loving it just as much as the two players were. What a great reception.
It's nice to see the players acknowledge the crowd as well. I mean, this Barbican Centre crowd have been fantastic all week. I think we've had packed houses every session. It's great to be back in York. It's a wonderful town.
Good opener from Mark Allen.
In fairness, a little bit unlucky. I think he got a dead white there when he screwed it. He hit it good, and unfortunately, the worst place it could have finished, it has.
Yes, a few inches off this side cushion, and might have been straightforward up and down in through balk back for these reds, but may just have to drop this blue in and take another red from distance. We had a long straight red into this bottom left hand corner pocket, and under normal circumstances
6.
These are food and drink for Mark Allen, but this is not normal. Well, I was sure he was on the straight red, Willie, when he just didn't push the cue ball far enough through, but good recovery.
Yes, he was going to... We thought for 1 minute he could see the long red. Obviously he couldn't do, but it's a good start. A little unlucky there on that shot to nothing when going into ball, because he kisses the green, he keeps the break going. But there's a roll up to the reds just below the pink. I thought that was key this afternoon. He was going to win the safety battle. Mark Allen actually won most safety battles, and unfortunately he just missed a couple of balls when he was in the balls, hence the scoreline is 5-3 Trump. There you can see he won the safety battle quite easily, but that just tells us that Trump outplayed him in the potting department.
Yes, Mark Allen couldn't have wished for a better start, leading 3-1 at that interval, and I think a crucial frame was that 5th frame where he possibly could have gone 4-1 ahead. And there you see the Trump special. It's not only the accuracy of the pot, but just have a look at how close he is to those two reds just below the black.
I think that's the beauty of being a quick player, Ken. What you see first is usually the right thing. I mean, players that do kind of look around a little bit look for things to go wrong. Now, if he'd have studied that a little bit longer, he might have thought, well, if I catch it thick, I'm going to catch the two reds. But because he plays so quickly, he doesn't even envisage it.
Well, it helps when you've got so much confidence in your long potting ability as well. Needs a good positional shot here.
Three. Four.
The two reds just above the black. The two reds you'll be playing for here. Just got to drift the cue ball down. Got done with another half an inch of pace. No, it's still okay. It's still on them.
9. 10.
Mark can only look on as he had the first chance in this frame and unfortunately ran out of position. Just got to hope Judd doesn't win the frame at one visit. A little bit short of pace that time. Mark Allen will know that. And
17.
when a player's got to start going up for blue or bought colour, it can go wrong. Well, obviously the way he's played out the pink pots.
Played that very well. Slightly hampered
24.
with the 3 reds just below the pink, but he has the advantage of being able to play with his right hand.
25.
Now he has a nice little angle. Just push the red just to the right of the 2 below the pink and bring them into play and still hold for this red just above the black. You see a nice little cannon. Those 2 reds into play and played it well.
32. 33.
He has a nice angle on the black where he brings these 2 reds into play just below the black. It certainly opens things up, and it's not too bad.
Certainly
40.
risky, wasn't it? But he played it in such a way that he brought that red on and off the cushion, and that was key. If this goes in, you'd expect him to win the frame, and it has
41.
gone in. Very good shot. Once again, may just play a little cannon here if he doesn't want to run through. Just players play this kind of shot just to hold the cue ball. You see, he just knows the red's there. Just a little cannon, just to slow the white down. Didn't catch it full though, as it gone astray. His body language tells me he's not on this. This is tight, and now you can see it is tight. I mean, slightly thicker kiss, and that would have been no problem whatsoever. He's going to play with a bit of side. Bit of side. Well done.
49.
Just that little bit of side, just to straighten the red up.
Well, I'm sure when he was behind that shot and never looked in. With just the pace. Any harder.
56.
And that would have certainly stayed over the hole. But this is
57.
a magnificent start from Judd Trump. Mark Allen did have first chance. Just ran out of position.
And we've been talking all week, Ken. The beauty of this young man is the fact that he wins a frame in virtually what looks like seconds, but obviously the break time is just 5 minutes. But
64.
it seems like 2 minutes because he's so quick.
65.
Yes, crowd acknowledges that was frame ball virtually. As we see, shot time only 18 seconds average for Judd Trump.
72.
And some of the players this week have been taking 29 seconds average per shot time, so you can just see how quick this young man is. Apart from the first frame, this is the only time really he's won a frame at one visit. The break was 70 in the first frame, came after Allen was
80.
in first, but the 75 he made in frame 7 was a remarkable clearance, one of the best clearances I've seen, where he needed to pot every ball to pinch the frame. Deserves a century the way he's played these.
87.
Judd's made 3 centuries so far, so this could be as possibly as his 4th, and
88.
what is just about the biggest game he's ever played in his life. In obviously the final of the World Championship, he led John Higgins, but he wasn't favourite to win it. This is coming when he's favourite to win a tournament, which is a little bit more special.
95. 97.
applause comes from this magnificent packed house as Judd Trump makes the 33rd century of this tournament.
104. 109.
It doesn't get much better than the last 3 or 4 frames of this match we've seen. But what a shame, no complete clearance.
109 on the frame.
Mark Allen already knew he's playing a very, very good player. He now knows the player's here to win. He's got it all to do now. He trails by 6 frames to 3.
Yes, suddenly it looks very, very tricky for Mark Allen indeed, doesn't it? I've got my 3 great friends, Stephen, John, Steve in the studio with me this evening. First of all, Steve, the task for Mark Allen has just increased hugely.
Yes, well, it looked like he got off to a fantastic start, but it just doesn't take Judd too long to get amongst the balls, and he's a very, very quick starter himself. He'll struggle now. He would have loved to have won the first.
John, impressions of the way and the great ease with which Judd Trump makes his way around the table?
Very quickly and scores heavily, and you just see the scoreboard changing. You know, it's not a great start for Mark Allen, obviously, but he'll be looking at the mini session tonight, trying to win it 3-1, just to get himself back in the game. If he could have got 4-0, a bonus, obviously, but he's got to win the next 3 frames, really.
I know that you have a huge amount of respect for Judd Trump. What do you make of the way and how he plays the game, Stephen?
As I said to you, Ellen, it just looks like he's having the time of his life out there. You know what I mean? He's having fun. He looks completely relaxed and doesn't care what the consequences are.
Yeah, in terms of being a pro, it's quite interesting the contrast between Mark Allen, who's clearly suffered at times being on the tour all the time. Judd seems to be having the time of his life. He's a young single fella about